This is Tanya, Noor's mom. So today I'm going to be speaking to you all about should we be doing Upton on our newborn's body to remove their body hairs? So I get a lot of questions from new moms, who get really worried about the amount of hair on their newborn's body, on their arms, legs, back, shoulder, chest, face, chin, upper lip, forehead, ears. There's all over, and they're very very stressed. They have this particular image of baby, and when they see their own child not looking like that, when the child is born, they get really worried and they want to do something to get off all that hair and make the child look very very pretty and beautiful. But the question is, should we be doing this? So what is this hair on our baby's bodies? So this layer of hair on our baby's bodies is called lanugo. So this lanugo is kind of a layer on the baby's body with hair that are very very light and thin in texture, but they are still visible. They can be either dark in color or light in color, or they can have no pigment at all. They can be all over the body, like I just said, or they can be concentrated in just a few body parts. But does this come from? So this lanugo is actually developed by the baby's body when he is in the womb, when he is in your tummy. So this layer of hair is actually developed when you're around 4 or 5 months pregnant. So this layer is developed naturally by the baby's bodies as a protective measure. So we know that the baby, when he is in your womb, he is floating in an amniotic fluid in the sac, right? So this layer of hair actually protects him from any damage from the amniotic fluid. And it also helps in holding together a layer, a slippery layer, waxy kind of layer called vernix, that actually keeps the babies moisturized and also helps the baby easily come out during delivery from the birth canal. Also, like we know that when the babies are in the womb, they don't put on a lot of fat on their bodies till you are in your 7th or 8th month, I would say, of pregnancy. So until then, this layer of hair actually keeps them warm, helps in regulating that temperature. And even after, when the baby is born, since the baby's skin is so delicate, so sensitive, this layer of hair actually protects the babies from any kind of infections or germs. So this lanugo is a natural protective mechanism that the baby's body produces while the baby is in the womb. Now this lanugo, like I said, develops when you are 4 to 5 months pregnant, 18 to 20 weeks. The quantity of this hair on the baby's body peaks at 28 weeks of your pregnancy, and after the 7th or 8th month, when you reach the 7th or 8th month, that quantity of hair starts decreasing. The baby starts shedding the hair on his own, and this hair falls down, sheds off in the amniotic fluid that the child is floating in, and comes out in the form of your baby's first potty, which is called meconium, which is black in color. So this hair on your baby's bodies is absolutely normal. In usual cases, it sheds away. It starts shedding while the baby is in the womb, when you're around 7 to 8 months pregnant. And by the time the baby is born, most of the hair is already shed, and the remaining hair automatically sheds off by 4th or the 6th month mark. Automatically it will go away. So for babies who are born preterm or before the 37th week of pregnancy, they might have more hair on their body when they are born as compared to babies that are born full term, which is after 37 weeks. That is because, like I said, the hair in the womb starts shedding around the 7th or 8th month mark, and preterm babies are usually born around that time, so they don't get time in the womb to shed that hair. That is why they have more hair when they are born as compared to preterm babies. So maximum of the babies who are born have this hair. Some may have it light, some may have it dark, some thicker, some thinner. It all depends on when the baby was born and which week, and it also depends on your genetics. But the good thing is that most of it sheds away in the womb, and the remaining will shed once the baby reaches 4th or the 6th month mark. So the final outcome is that this hair is actually good, and it will go away on its own. We should not be doing any kind of technique or activity to remove this hair. So there are lots of traditional methods that are used in our country to remove our baby's hair, like uptan, which is a mixture of besan, haldi and turmeric, or sometimes atta, which is whole wheat flour, and almond oil and turmeric are also used. Some people use bread and raw milk to remove the baby's hair, and some people even use a masoor dal mixture with cream to remove it. Now, whenever we do these kind of uptans, how does it work? We first massage our baby, then we put this uptan on our babies, we let it dry a little, and then we start rubbing it vigorously, so that when we rub it, that fine hair also comes out with the remains of the uptan that we have applied. Now, the baby has just been born. His skin is so sensitive, so delicate. This vigorous rubbing, vigorous massaging can cause a lot of irritation to your baby's skin. It can lead to allergies and bruises, even lead to rashes. Also, in most cases, on babies on whom we do uptan, they cry a lot. So most babies cry when uptan is done. What that does is that it ends up creating a negative relationship of a baby with bath time. So every time there's bath time, he's so scared that all of that is going to happen on him. He's going to feel that pain. So he starts building a negative association with it. Then when we after the massage, keep our babies out, air dry them so that the uptan dries up. That is the time when the baby also has a very, very high risk of catching a cold or any kind of flu infection. And then we worry that our baby is getting fever so often. So this can also be one reason. And another thing, that people who use raw milk in the uptan, so raw milk can contain bacteria like salmonella, E. coli, which can cause problems to your baby in terms of diarrhea, dysentery, when it is absorbed by the body, even if the baby is not eating it. So all in all, it is a very, very discomforting and unpleasant experience for the child. The child cries. So just imagine, when we get waxing done, don't we get hurt when the hair is pulled out? So on our small babies, we are doing that in a gentler form, but we are still doing, trying to pull that hair out of their bodies. And the best part is that there is actually no guarantee that, if you do all of these uptans, that your baby's hair will not come back. I mean, there is no such guarantee. In fact, this is not at all a permanent solution. Even the people who do these uptans, hair does come back after a while, because naturally that has to happen. This lanugo will fall off and our body hair will come when it has to come. The coming of the hair even after the uptan, or not coming of the hair after the uptan, is only and only dependent on your genetics, on your genes. The color of the hair, whether the hair will be thin or thick, whether it will be dark, whether it will be all over the body or only at some places, all of it depends on your genes. Say for example, Pahadis, they are known to have less hair on their bodies. In fact, there are so many of their body parts which has no hair at all. Whereas Punjabis are known to have hair all over their bodies, and that too thick hair, black hair. So there is actually nothing you can do about it. So when there is no scientific evidence that your uptans are going to permanently remove the hair, when there is scientific evidence that the hair is going to come back, then why do you want to put your baby through so much torture just for a few months? So please do not do any kind of uptans or any kind of activity to remove body hair from our baby's body. It is not recommended by any doctor in the world, any pediatrician. It is not a safe practice. It can hurt the baby, irritate the skin, cause allergies, rashes, can also cause diseases like diarrhea and dysentery, like I told you, and there is no evidence that the hair is not going to come back ever. So the only thing you can do is wait, let the hair shed on its own. All you need to do is, in your normal massage routine, when you gently massaging your baby with oil before a bath, that is enough to get that hair out. You don't need to put your baby through any kind of extra torture. And in case your baby's hair does not fall off, after 4 or 6 months or even 8 months, that thin hair, and you're very worried, you should go and consult a pediatrician. There's nothing wrong in it, but I'm telling you that he will just say that this is normal and it depends on your genes. There's nothing you can do about it. Just accept your pretty baby, beautiful baby as he is. All these aesthetic modifications can be done later when the child grows up and as it reaches an age where he can do hair removal activities. So right now we should let our babies be babies, enjoy their beautiful self however they are, with hair, without hair, light hair, dark hair, and later on worry about these things. So that's all about Uptons. I hope my video was helpful and I hope you are not going to do any kind of Uptons for your baby now. This is about it. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.